Ooh. Ooh. Hey. What it do, party people? You rocking with the speech guy, Tony Asar, Asar, coming from the land of sugar free. So you know it's nothing sweet, but everything's nice. And we got a new episode for you of the Comedy Plug. We've been away on sabbatical, but now we mounted up, you know. And I got a whole bunch of new homie with me. But without further ado, we got to do what we do and bring them bangers. First up, Earth Gang and Boss with that Josie flow. And you know where you heard it from, baby. Oh, the Comedy Plug. Oh, come on now. Who else give it better to you than me, your homie Tony, coming all the way over from the Comedy Plug. But you know what it is, baby. It wouldn't be the full-on plug if I didn't bring a homie with me. And this cat, it's a cat that I had the pleasure of running into about 4 or 5 years ago now. I think
a while ago.
It was a little minute. It was a minute ago. And like dig just this cat's vibe, the swag is always on 100. But without further ado, I allow him to introduce himself. Go ahead and tell the people what your name is.
What's happening, Boyle Heights? This is Quincy Johnson II, representing Houston, Texas. H-Town Stand Up. How you doing today, man?
Oh, doing good, baby.
Good.
Doing good. H-Town. It's where it be like over there. Where you from? H-Town.
I claim Houston is home because that's where I was deflowered. You know what I mean? So I was born in Chicago, but I lived a little bit everywhere. But H-Town is my home.
Okay, so like the formative years or whatnot,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the formative years.
All right, so did you go to college out there?
Mm-hmm. Prairie View A&M.
Hey.
Sir, HBCUs all day. You know what I mean? PVU, we produce productive people. So let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's probably something that people who never had the chance to experience an HBCU should know? Like, yo, you can experience this.
You get a PhD in partying. You know what I mean? Like, you will be able to get a scholastic education. Some of the best educators on the planet will be at your HBCU, but also you will learn how to throw and execute excellent parties for a lifetime, man.
What was one of the most wildest parties during your tenure?
Wildest party during my tenure, right before spring break. We had just finished finals, going back to the dorms. A dude popped open his window and put his speaker in the window, turned the music up. A couple of people started congregating. Somebody pull out the little mini barbecue. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 boys pull up with their slabs, pop the trunk. We basically turned the end of finals into a full-on block party.
Yeah.
Just unplanned. Everybody just wanted to kick it. So we had about a good 200-300 people out there just getting it in the afternoon.
Oh man, that sounds lit.
Yes, sir.
That sounds.
And that was
lit.
that was like a Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like if you've ever been to PV, or if you've ever heard of it, the Baby Dome parties.
What's the Baby Dome party?
The Baby Dome is our basketball arena.
Okay.
So they would cover the floor with like big thick plastic, and then everybody would be on the floor, and the DJ would be playing step shows, and then a Baby Dome party. It's Freaknik, it's Havasu Spring. It's all the parties of colleges in one, but inside of a dome with all your classmates. It's nuts.
That sounds wild.
You got because it was the floor and then the stands. It was a basketball arena.
Yeah.
So the sororities and fraternities would be up in the stands stepping. People on the floor getting it, and clothes would start coming off. It was wild. It was a wild time.
That sounds like an experience. Definitely do. Well, I know college isn't always about partying and whatnot.
Nah, it's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be, but so did you end up graduating?
I did graduate.
What was the major?
I got a double major in English Lit and Theater Arts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why you talk so distinguishedly.
No, I talk distinguishedly because my mother said I had to. Like while I was growing up, she put books in my hand and said, "Hey man, learn to talk. You're not gonna be like these idiots on the street."
A black mother will never allow her son to be embarrassed out there.
No, my mom's a doctor. You know what I mean? Like she's a professor. She has her doctorate in education, so she wouldn't allow me to embarrass her at all. You gotta no finners, no. If you didn't pronounce it correctly, she acts like she can't hear you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, like where we fixing to go? I don't know what you're talking about.
Fix it?
Mm-hmm.
What's a fix it?
You know what I mean? Or if you don't say yes, ma'am, she won't acknowledge you. You know what I mean? Like it was she inlaid laid in that respect and that understanding of the way you speak to people and the way they perceive you through speech is very important.
That is true. That is true. Because my dad always got on me about that, about my English. Because, yes, I do know how to correctly speak as
Everybody
well.
does.
But I just have fun with the English language.
Definitely you should. But in a situation where, let's say you get pulled over by the cops and if you in there talking, I mean, you got to button up a little bit. I'm in Texas. I got to, yes, sir, no, sir. You know what I mean? Because they'll pull you out the vehicle for nothing out there. So you got to be able to.
Dang. Do you feel the same, being from Texas and then transitioning over to Cali, do you feel the same type of tension from police that you felt, or is it levels to this?
It's levels. Because like up north in Kentucky, the Kentucky part of California, them cops up there a little different.
Yeah.
They small town cats, so they know they can get away with picking on you because they know the judge, they know the DA, they know the prosecutors, they know everybody. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I feel you on that.
But like down here, like, and mine in San Fran. Here in San Fran, cops are dealing with real crime.
Yeah.
Like I live in South Central. We got 600% higher crime rate than anywhere else in the general area. So the cops out there don't care if you're doing whatever.
But that's why it's like lawless.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, I might have visited down there a couple times. It was like, dang, I could start a career.
Yeah, like, and especially with USC being so close, they like, as long as you don't cross that line on Fig and MLK and get into the campus area, cops don't really mess with you that much.
Nice, duly noted, because we might have to go hit some liquor. No,
just don't mess with the taco truck. That's it.
So you graduated, you know, Prairie View. That's what's up. Congrats on double major.
Yes, sir.
But so when did that whole transition and drift into the art of comedy?
Okay, I finished my master's degree in 2006.
Okay.
2007, I moved to Houston. No, I'm sorry. How did I do that transition? No, I started teaching in 2006.
Okay.
I went and got my master's, graduated in 2008, and that's when I decided to move to California.
Yeah.
Came out here, got a job, was just like working, trying to get myself established because I was in a brand new city.
Yeah.
And after doing background work on, I think, Bones or House, one of them TV shows on Fox back in the day.
Hey, those are like monumental shows.
Man, but I appreciate all them old Fox shows because they kept me alive. You know what I mean? Like being able to go onto set 4 days a week to do nothing but wear like a doctor's coat, and then I'm kicking in the back writing jokes or trying to, you know, hustle up some whatever I'm doing out here. Like that background work saved my life at first. But one Tuesday, randomly, we had finished shooting on Melrose and I want to say Genesee. Like we were somewhere on Melrose where I was like, oh yeah, the Hollywood Improv is on Melrose. Like, so I'm going down. It's a Tuesday, and while I'm driving down Melrose, I see the Improv, and it says open mic Tuesday night. I just got off work. I ain't got nothing to do, so I decided my first open mic was at the Hollywood Improv.
Nice.
No, not nice at all.
No, well, I because it was the first time, so I imagine
the very first open mic I ever got on stage, Hollywood Improv.
Yeah.
And that same day,
that's the audition.
I think I saw Chris D'Elia, Jamar Neighbors, Gerard Carmichael, and like a bunch of other killers, like Jessica Michelle Singleton. They were all still hitting the open mic scene too, because they hadn't all blown up yet. This was 08.
Yeah.
I go up there with my terrible jokes, because I'm thinking, oh man, comedy is easy. Oh man, I wrote this down this morning in the car. Humbling. I'm about to go in. I bombed so hard. The host came up to me and said, man, I don't think you're gonna make it. Like the bomb was that bad.
No. Well, to be fair to the listeners, normally the first bomb, the first time going up is that bad. But there's always something that happens that makes you be like, I gotta try this again, or something like that. Did that occur for you?
I was hooked, man. I was so terrible. I was like, I cannot be this bad at this. And it was like, I knew I wanted to be a comedian, but you don't know you're addicted to something until you try it. You know what I mean? Like, and the first time I touched the stage and got a laugh was one of the greatest feelings I ever had. Like a genuine, this joke worked laugh. You can't change that.
And it's a different type of adrenaline rush.
It's a superpower.
Yeah.
It's a codependent aphrodisiac. You know what I mean? Like, you need the audience there, and we both feed off of each other. But as much as they enjoy laughing at my jokes, I get that much pleasure telling my jokes because I tell them so much. I have to enjoy telling them.
Yeah.
If you don't love telling your jokes, nobody gonna love hearing you tell your jokes.
And you know what? That sounds like a lot of LA scene right about now in their voice. I can hear it in their voice. They don't enjoy them.
They don't
jokes.
like themselves or their jokes.
Oh, they definitely don't like themselves. They show up without a self-care in the world. All right, so you getting hooked. So right then you was like, I'm gonna be a stand-up. Was it that, or did it still take a few more open mics for it to unfold?
A while because I did comedy backwards. I didn't research it. I didn't go like, what's the website to find open mics? I knew about Bad Slava. I don't know if boys still use that because it was a little cutty back in the day.
Before it transitioned to what was it, Comedy Bureau? Yeah,
Bureau's big now. Yeah. But yeah, like back on Bad Slava and seeing all the crazy stuff that was going on there. I just only went to the Improv for, I want to say, 3 years. Like my first 3 years in comedy, I only went to the Improv every Tuesday for the mic, every Friday for the mic, and then I would just go kick it there to learn. Yeah. Because I met Chris Rock maybe 2 months in, and I was naive and stupid, and I just told him I was a new comic, and he said, hey man, learn. Come to the club, see what people are talking about, see what works, see what doesn't work. And then once you figure out the structure of, oh, that's how you pause, and that's how you can have a pregnant pause, or you can learn some little tricks here and there, then you got to learn to be funny, and you can only do that by performing. Exactly,
the repetition of the game. That's when, like a lot of cats, they always like, how often do you get up? And I always tell them, like, yo, in the beginning, you should get up at least 3-4 times a night to really hammer it in until you can finally catch a flow. And then you notice, all right, I might just need to rock 2 mics here, go home, figure it out, come back, hit another 2 mics here.
It's like exercising.
Exactly.
Once you learn your system, you know I can get in the gym, get 30 minutes, I can get in and be done. But when you first started, you need to get an hour and a half. You got to get the cardio warm up. You got to get your muscles right, get the swelling down. Stretching. You know what I mean? Got your stretches and stuff.
Yeah, that is facts. That is facts. So 3 years in, when did you know you was like, okay, this is nice?
I got booked on something. Just off being funny. Someone saw me do an open mic and said, oh, I like your jokes, come do something else. And I was like, oh, I'm getting better at this. Because for 3 years I didn't get booked on anything. I was just an open micer. Like but it was that understanding of, it took that long for me to get good enough to get recognized as funny. Like, I'm not trying to hate on nobody. I don't disrespect anybody else's grind, but it wasn't oh, you're my friend, or oh, I know that you are gonna give me a spot on your show.
That's not a hate thing, dog. That's not a hate thing. That's just how the game goes. Yeah. But what it is people who get those hookups, they try to have a different type of bravado about them, like they earned it, and it'd be like, yo, bro, slow down. The grind ain't the same. But we appreciate what you got, though.
But it's that weird. It's that weird understanding that everybody in comedy is delusional. Because we all think nobody is in comedy to just go, I know I'm never gonna make it, I know I'm not good at this, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I can. Like, nobody does that. Yeah. We all think I should be doing an hour after Chappelle. You know what I mean? I think we all think we should have our name on the marquee. That part. Why am I not getting booked enough? That part. So that's the mentality you're dealing with when it comes to dealing with comedians. It's not about earning the spot. We already think we deserve it before we were good enough to get it. Yeah. So
because
I'm not trying to name names.
No. We ain't gotta name the names, but we could kick the game and they can all see what it is. But what it is because it's going to be like that, because standing on that stage by yourself, it does take a certain level of confidence. Oh man. It takes a certain level. Like I said this on another podcast. It's less ego and more athlete mentality. You know, It's like I'm gonna get this. Like
I mean, you gotta have an athletic. You gotta have a focus to get past all the distractions.
Exactly.
Like if you're on stage and there's a check drop is terribly distracting. If you don't know how to handle that, you're gonna mess up your flow. If somebody spills a drink, if an audience member is the birthday audience is the best because they're not trying to be disruptive. They are genuine people out having a good time, but their good time has blossomed into watching you do stand-up as well as whatever's going on at the table and on the phone. So, gotta learn how to deal with that.
That part. There's definitely levels to the grind. That's why coming into it is very humbling.
Yeah,
it is very humbling at first.
Every bomb at every level is necessary. Like a bomb will humble a comic better than anything anybody can say to him or audience member can do.
Yeah.
If you go up in front of a packed house and bomb, oh, you feel that.
Oof.
You feel it.
Go find him in the corner, soak it. Go find him or her in the corner, soaking. There's not a drink you could buy that's going to bring those spirits back up.
If being successful on stage is the best drug, bombing on stage is the best. Like it's the best. It's the most sobering. You know what I mean? Like
it's an equalizer.
It'll take your high away. It'll take your. You can. That dude's the sober one driving home tonight. The dude that bombed in the group, that's going
eyes wide open.
Yeah, he just sitting there thinking about why the jokes didn't work. And he can get us home safely because everybody else had a good time.
Processing the 7 stages of denial.
It wasn't even my fault. The host brought me up wrong. He didn't give me the right intro. He said I was on Fox and I was on CBS.
Did you see that lighting? They couldn't even see me from the way that the light was reflecting off my eye, man. See, I do my face like this.
I told the DJ, put on Young Thug.
You heard me tell him, right? You heard me tell him.
He ain't played my song right.
So what's been one of the most rewarding shows you have had to date?
Most rewarding? First time I did Laugh Factory Chicago.
Okay.
My aunt and uncle were in the audience and they had never seen me perform before.
Sweet.
And when you get approval from family members who know you but don't know you in that world, that's, you know what I'm saying, that really touched my heart.
Yeah, because that's you do your thing, nephew.
Because it was like I was always the goofy kid. When I tell people I'm a comedian, they go, "Nah, you were supposed to be like a scientist or a math nerd or whatever." You know what I mean? Like my sister was the performer, and I was the dude with the Radio Shack electronic do-it-yourself kit where you can make like a magnet or a radio receiver or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's who I was as a kid. So to see the transition from their standpoint to up on stage being a comedian, that's a whole different look, you know what I mean? So,
especially at a notable club like Laugh Factory Chicago.
Shouts out to I'll be there in July. Shouts out to the Laugh Factory Chicago.
Oh, where has been one of the toughest crowds you worked?
Toughest crowd. Ooh, one of the. I don't want to even say it's a tough crowd. I just had a bad set, but
hey, that's some real stuff right there. If you committed like that,
what is that spot called in Portland? Something Den, the Lion's Den or Sam's Den?
Yeah, the Lion's Den.
Lion's Den.
Yeah, it's like a theater.
It's a big spot. Yeah, huge little underground spot. I did the first night I did it. I opened with a pornography joke, and what I learned is that people in Portland hate pornography and stripper jokes because that's all they ever hear because they have so many strip clubs up there.
Yeah,
I learned that the hard way. I opened with that, bombed for 12 minutes. I bombed so bad, the host went up to my boy Pap. Pap Johnson was up there with me.
Yeah.
Pap was not booked. Pap was just visiting Portland at the same time and came to support me. The host ran up to Pap and said, "Hey man, are you funny? Man, go clean up after your boy."
Dang.
Yeah, I bombed that bad.
And I know Pap.
Oh, he destroyed.
Yeah, because I see Pap work.
He destroyed so bad. We were standing next to each other after the show. A woman walked up, looked me in the eye, turned to Pap and said, "You were really funny tonight." Yeah, man. That's one of them bombs. Me and Pap will bring that up whenever we together. That's one of the,
I bet.
That's one of the most memorable bombs in my career. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Where has been one of your favorite places to do comedy? I know you travel around, get around a lot.
Miami.
Okay.
Love doing comedy in Miami just Because it's beautiful out there 24 hours a day. You can do outdoor, indoor.
Warm ass water.
Yeah, man. I love Cleveland. Hilarities in Cleveland, great spot.
Okay.
Cleveland is a great comedy town. Where else do I? And strangely enough, one of my favorite places to do comedy, Old Fresno. Old Town Clovers in Fresno.
Oh, yeah?
I've been going there since I started stand-up, and I feel like it's my second comedy home. Yeah.
Damn.
Shouts out to Danny Mitch.
Gotta check in. Shout out to having producers that be throwing back catcher signs. You gotta catch them from the peripheral, but then when you catch them, you can communicate.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. But real quick, since you travel a lot and you're on the road a lot, what would be three tips of advice for a new comic that's about to hit the road?
Know you're not gonna make any money.
It's not gonna balance out at all.
Learn to sleep on a couch. Being able to sleep comfortably in uncomfortable areas will really allow you to get more stage time. Because there are gonna be them times where it's 5 deep on a road trip to Vegas and y'all gotta share a hotel room, and either you're gonna snuggle with a dude or you're gonna lay on the floor. What you gonna do? But it's what it is.
You're gonna figure out how to sleep though.
Yeah.
You gotta get them well rested.
You gonna learn. If you get, that's how you become close with your friends. You get intimate, snuggle with them.
You know that, and just road trips. I like hitting the road with comics. That is some of the best times you get to have, because technically, yeah, you're both out there with no one there.
Yeah.
There's a type of dependency. It's like, yo, all right, so we gonna get a little smash, but you got me though, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on the road, also, the last tip, don't get too messed up, because you are your product.
Yeah.
You're selling you. So whatever they see when you're in that city is what they're gonna remember.
True.
If you ever come back, or you know what I mean, because you want repeat business. So you want to be funny where people will follow you on your socials and come see you when you come back to their city.
That part. Yeah, don't get smashed at the club, but nah, man. I did some shows in Memphis. I'm going to Bill Street.
Oh, you got to. Oh, yeah, on your off time, get it in.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna jazz it up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like, subscribe button if you're watching on the YouTube, or go ahead and check us out over at fm.comedy plug over on IG to see all the clips. And you know, it ain't the comedy plug unless I brought some comedy with me. Today's feature is coming from Chinadu. Oh, shoot, I always mess up this part. Unaka?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Unaka?
Mm-hmm.
Believe in yourself, Tony. Believe in yourself. But our featured comic of the day is Chinadu Unaka. This is coming off his Mostly Kidding album. Ooh, and you know where you heard it at, baby. The Comedy Plug. Oh, and how we doing, party people? I know you feeling the groove. Once again, you rocking with the speech guy, Tony Asar, Asar. This is the Comedy Plug. Oh, we got that lo-fi jazz. We got them slappers. We got the hot pops. And of course, I got a homie with me. Q, man.
What's it?
The world is crazy.
Always.
And that's the best part of being a comic, is being able to pull from news headlines and what's just going on around us. And given that we're in holiday season, you know, I think every month besides August there's a holiday.
Holidays.
It's so many 40 to 50% off sales about to pop off right now.
Man, I need all the latest mattresses.
I don't know how people are paying full price these days.
I've never paid full price for anything. Why would you pay full price for anything?
Would you pay full price if Wal-Mart had unleashed that Juneteenth ice cream?
I went the day it was released to get it. They did not have it in this area.
Yeah.
They had it at none of the Walmarts out here. I wanted it because it's a part of history, man.
So how do you feel about it? Because there was, when they initially dropped the photo, they didn't even drop the ice cream yet. It was just a photo of the ice cream. There was a lot of outrage on Black Twitter. and Facebook and just throughout the socials.
Disrespectful. Well, it's great value, bruh. That's not even good ice cream.
I know Ben and Jerry's gonna step in.
We had Ben and Jerry, Haagen-Dazs. Not to mention all the black-owned ice cream companies. Like, the flavor that they were using was taken from a black-owned company.
That part.
And it's like, why didn't you just put her on your shelf, Walmart?
Yeah.
Oh, they wanted the profits from Juneteenth.
And
because Great Value is their brand.
And it is their brand, but it's always people like, I try not to always bring stuff back to race, but that is a prime example of trying to cut us out the conversation of our own culture.
See, I wouldn't even go so far as to say they were trying to cut us out, like, specifically. It's just at the level of Walmart where the decisions are made, there are no black people in that room to begin with.
Exactly.
So when they're all sitting there holding hands like, yeah, we're doing a good thing. We got Juneteenth plates and balloons. What else do people like? There was no one black in the room to say, yo, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? We don't need a Juneteenth balloon. Just
or a greeting card.
Yeah,
Watch Hallmark.
Why don't you dedicate some money to the United Negro College Fund in the name of Juneteenth, Walmart? Why don't you do something for the black community? 50% off for black people all day. You know what I mean?
That part.
If you African American walk in, boom, you get 50% off. White people pay double. Juneteenth only.
This is a businessman I'm sitting across from, because now I would go to Walmart for that.
Boom, make up your losses.
And then I'll make like I drop like 200. That's the 1,000 in Walmart.
There it is.
And Walmart bucks.
With the Juneteenth discount, I'm ready for it. You know.
My thing was when I saw it, it was expected for me. It's just because they were the first ones to go ahead and take that dive. Everybody else, I bet Nike was looking at Walmart. It was like, oh, really already? Ooh. Oh, you kind of.
I'm glad you guys did it first.
Everyone's taking notes. Sprite's taking notes.
Well, I mean, like, Nike's always done their Black History Month line for with athletic gear, but it's always very well curated. Yeah, you know, it matches the kicks. It's nothing too like, here's a full dashiki for you to wear, Spencer. It's like, nah, man, here's some sweats with a kente cloth patch. We're gonna ease you into the culture. We're not just gonna drape you in drape you in it. That's man, baby steps.
I knew they had to steal the idea from somebody, because when I saw the flavor, I was like, who told them about this? who over there snitching?
You know they had a peach cobbler ready to roll out.
Oh, a Great Value peach cobbler?
And it would have slapped. But, you know, we'll never know now.
Oh, sometimes public outrage do shut down possibilities.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, when the Gap did their little mess back like a couple years ago, when they released those messed up hoodies, and one of them said "coolest monkey in the jungle," I wanted one of them so bad. Thought those was so cool because they was green and black. They go with my J's. I wanted one so bad, and they pulled them off the shelf before I could get one.
That part. And now if you got one, high key, if you got one, that's a physical.
Man, you out there swaggy.
You can get a piece of this, and I got a receipt to prove it was originally purchased.
Y'all want to go half on my hoodie? Invest in this hoodie?
It's going to triple in value, I'm telling you, son. By 2050, 2065, people, you
know Kanye gonna bring it back out. You know Ye gonna go back and look at everything controversial and go, Gap got in trouble for that, let's bring it back out.
With boots that go to his waist.
Hey man, everybody loves them little rain boots when you were a kid. He's just living out his best. That's his best. He's living his best life.
You know what? Kanye is living the life of an inner child, and I'm not even mad.
A billionaire inner child, man. That's great.
Yeah, I think that's what the real hate for him is coming from, because we all wish we could let our inner child out, and Kanye's just literally making money off of it.
Yeah, he has a temper tantrum. He'll have a temper tantrum, drop an album, and everybody's okay.
And then have a new fall collection.
There it is.
Man, that is a genius.
Yeah.
That is a genius. Also going off in the news, because we're comics, social media is like heavy in our lives, right? And I'm pretty sure you already know Elon Musk. He was like, yo, I'm gonna buy this stuff. And then they was like, we're not gonna sell to you. And then he was like, really? And then they was like, yeah.
He said domino. How about that much? I'll wait.
Money talks.
Always. And that's the one thing you should learn about life. Money trumps power, race, religion, creed, money.
Money.
Above all else.
because all he did was kick it up a notch. They fell in, and then there was starting to be some troubles. If he was like, how many of these accounts are actually real that you're promoting here? Which I'm pretty sure, because I know some cats that got some shadow accounts out there. I know some cats
who bought 25,000 followers because they only get 6 likes per video online, and any interactions are literally their only comic friends that did like. If you got 25,000 fans and you post something,
wait, are you gonna talk some shit, right? I'm gonna talk that real right now. This is my hypothetical situation, right?
If you've got over 20,000 followers and you post a video of your stand-up or your acting or your music, and only your mom, cousin, and 3 open micers comment, but you got 20K on your followers? No, I don't believe you.
That part.
I don't believe a thing you do.
How you doing 20K followers but only got 3,000 views?
You know what I mean? And then there's boys who know how to work the view algorithm. Where it's like, I know a cat who's getting 200,000-300,000 views per video, does nothing. He'll sit and like throw something in the trash can. 300,000 views.
Because how to line it.
But then it only gets like 75 likes. So then I'm still questioning, like, how are you getting 300,000 views, but in them interactions only 75 people went, oh, this is nice. Yeah. Because people, if they watching it, somebody gonna have to like it, right?
They gotta say something. Everyone got an opinion. Everyone got an opinion.
I would hope so, but but it's the internet. Maybe people are just shy and I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet.
No, people don't like themselves on here. No, but so with the whole then with Elon Musk taking over, and they're still negotiating the deal. He recently just got the funds to match it, and I think he needs like a few more investors to make the full, what is it, like 44 billion or whatnot. But my thing is, how much freer do you think Elon Musk can make Twitter?
He can't.
Like,
because who's legally liable if something happens?
That's why, like, his rhetoric though coming in was like he was going to be the savior of Twitter and free speech.
You know what's crazy about these two topics that we just talked about? They go perfectly well together, because the only thing Elon Musk is doing is pulling a white Kanye West.
Oh,
they've been kicking it since like 2008.
That part.
Elon Musk wrote the intro when Kanye was Time Magazine's Person of the Year. He wrote the intro for Kanye, so they've been boys since then. You watch Kanye move, he's making money, he's a celebrity, he acts out in public, runs for president, reality show with the Kardashians, rubber boots every day. But, you know what I mean? That keeps him relevant in the news.
That part.
As long as he don't snatch something out of Taylor Swift's hands again, he'll never be a pariah in the media. He was never more villainized than when he snatched that award out of Taylor's hand.
But we never got such a fire album than when he came back for being scrutinized.
That's true.
With My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Even though he hates it, I'll forever agree with him to agree with that. But I'll always disagree with him on that. That's a fire album. But we wouldn't have got that if there wasn't some blackballing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Kanye needs that the same way he needed his breakup with Kim to get Donda and Donda 2 out, because those are just breakup albums.
That part.
You listen to the lyrics on Donda, he talking about his mama and his wife. That's the whole album. He was working with Future. Future's like newest album, a breakup album. Yeah. Because that's what they going through. When he was with the bipolar and on medication, he got so hyper focused on the medication. Every album that dropped on Good Music, 7 tracks, because he was obsessed with the number 7. You know what I mean? Because that's what the drugs were doing to his head at the time. He used it. Then he got over that. Now I'm off the drugs. On to the next controversy. I'm running for president. And while I'm running for president, I'm dropping freestyles with T.I. I'm dropping new Yeezys with Donald Trump MAGA colors. You know what I mean? Just whatever keeps him relevant.
And you know what? I do give it to Kanye for that, because outside of Kanye, the only other artist or person I know that stay more relevant than that is Snoop. Snoop caters in every genre.
Snoop is he's an outlier of hip hop. Like, he crossed over so immediately.
Yeah, to
Even
everything.
in the gangster rap era. Doggy Style, that album, I knew more white people who had that album than black people. You know what I mean? Because that was the album where it was like, ain't nothing but a gangster. I mean, ain't nothing but a gangster party. What was it?
It was
Gin and Juice. Gin and Juice was.
What's my name?
Yeah, Gin and Juice was the song.
Yeah.
Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice. Everybody knew that track. It doesn't matter where you were from. If you was in the cul-de-sac, if you were in the heart of the hood, Gin and Juice was on the radio.
He brought Long Beach to him on that one.
And his crossover, even when he did the reggae and went to No Limit, his crossover appeal never left.
And well, he even did a religious album too, like just like Kanye.
Yeah, why not?
I ain't see Diddy do a Kirk Franklin bop yet.
Did
he do an out? Like
I don't think Diddy's done
a Kirk Franklin bop.
Yeah, he hasn't done the gospel yet. That might be the next move for Diddy though. Well, but here's the thing: if he do a religious album, he has to have Mace on the album. Mace a reverend. I think that's why Diddy's staying away from that lane, because he's gonna have to he has to put Mace on that.
But him and Mace, they still publicly kind of
there's a little beef there.
Because recently at Lovers and Friends, while Mace was having one of his performances, of course the conditions were very bad there, so it short-circuited one of the speakers, and Mace took it a point to say, "Oh, I know Diddy did that. I know Diddy set me up."
Yeah, Diddy still controls the music. He has to get permission from Diddy to perform any of his Bad Boy songs.
And okay, on a realer note. On a realer note, because this is for the culture, and we're on the culture, and we're talking about some stuff. I feel like a lot of our own people enslave our own people. And I'm going to throw Diddy in there. I'm going to throw Birdman in there. I'm going to throw Whack 100 in there. I'm going to throw, where's his name?
I'm trying to.
Jay Prince.
See,
I know.
When you say enslave, I just look at it as you get what you signed for. You know, like the contract you sign. Unfortunately, if you're in a desperate situation and you sign a desperate situation contract, you're locked into that.
I feel that, but knowing how the game is, and there's already record labels that do that are going to do that. Even I'll take it all the way back to even Berry Gordy did that.
Berry Gordy was the devil.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, he sold them up. Okay.
All the money the Jacksons and Diana Ross and
Smokey
and Marvin Gaye all that money they should have had.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He took it and made Last Dragon. He took it
and he's so egotistical. He called it Berry Gordy's
The Last Dragon. Y'all gonna remember me. Y'all gonna know who did this. No, but it is a type of enslavement because they financially lock up other black artists as bad or even at times worse than what white studios can do. And there should be some type of responsibility for us to try to change the game. We already know this dang hard. We already know the dominoes, the chips are set up against us. Why are we going to go ahead and promote that onto our own man when we have an opportunity to change the game? Because you hear about cats who don't do that, like the Wu-Tang series. You know, RZA didn't lock him up. He was like, y'all, this is what it is. So you can do that, and everyone can eat.
But like you look at it from the Wu-Tang perspective, that's family. You know what I mean? Like that's not business. I grew up with these dudes. These are my brothers.
True.
So that's the difference in just walking into a room, meeting somebody who does the same thing you do. Yeah, you can act. Oh, we super cool. We kick it all the time. We do this, do that. But that's not family, because y'all just sign paperwork together and do the same. That's like if I were to say every comic at the open mic is my brother, because we all do stand up and we all see each other all the time.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But knowing our struggle, sharing the struggle, just make us family.
It does and it doesn't.
You know what I mean, bro?
Because if I can, and this is just me playing devil's advocate in terms of the business. If I can use you to further myself, I'm going to. But if I'm using you to further myself, then you should be able to capitalize off of whatever's being made as well. Like, it shouldn't be, if Diddy was eating while Bad Boy was blowing up, and all of his artists just sat back and expected to blow up the way Diddy was blowing up, but they weren't putting in the work in the studio or going out and doing the outside. It's not always going to be arenas. Sometimes you got to go do the chitlin' circuit.
Yeah.
You got to go sing at bars in Texas, bars in Alabama. You got to go do backroom theaters in Tennessee, because you got to go touch the people. It can't just be, oh, we at Staples Center, so they already love me. No, they love stardom. You may be on the tour, but it's the Bad Boy tour. And when you think Bad Boy, you think Diddy.
Yeah.
So it's the Diddy tour. Diddy
part.
making all the decisions. Diddy got the biggest hits of anybody on there minus Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's on the track, but it's a Puffy album. Everybody on the track is a Khaled album.
Yeah.
So if you mad at DJ Khaled for putting a bunch of artists on his track, on his album, and his album goes platinum, but some of these artists that are on his album, they labels are doing whoop whoop whatever.
Yeah.
Why aren't they in the game deeper on their own side? Like, are they tied so deeply in their contract that the label won't even let them be individuals? Run your social media. Get on there. Get on live with your fans. Don't get on there smoking weed, showing guns, but
That's fact.
do what you gotta do. Look at what Boosie did. Boosie would go on live and just tip women to twerk. That's it.
You do got a point. There is a certain amount of artist accountability for getting in to be a boss and to be a player. But more of that when we come back. We gotta get back to the music. This is the Amalu with the same old ways. And you know you heard it that, baby. Ooh. Doing you right this whole time. I, Tony Asar, ASAR, coming all the way straight to you from Boyle Heights. This is the Comedy Plug. And you know I keep a homie with me. And Q, my G, you're much more than just a teacher. You're much more than just a comic. You also have other activities. You seem to be a chef of a sort.
Hey man, you gotta eat. It's a food shortage. You gotta eat.
So, where did you get your culinary skills from?
I was a latchkey kid.
Oh, okay.
And my mom was working while me and my sister were in school, so we would have to come home, let ourselves in,
and
figure it out. Because mom's was working and she didn't want to come home and cook a meal. She tired. She trying to get an education. She was like, look, if the food ain't in the refrigerator, cook it for yourself.
That part.
And then as I grew up, I realized I can just learn to cook. Like we didn't have cable, but I did have PBS, so I would be watching like Julia Child on PBS.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
So you do more than just the red spaghetti?
Oh yeah, man. Graham Kieran and Julia Child on PBS were like that was my thing. I would just watch cooking shows, and I learned recipes from there.
And so, what's one of your favorite cuisines to make?
Right now,
or dishes, I guess I should say.
I love. One of my favorite things to make is red beans and rice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because it's so sentimental to me. It's like just something everybody in the family love. You know, like it was my grandmother's favorite thing on my dad's side. So like, red beans and rice is like real sentimental to me.
Yeah.
In that family sense, you know.
Okay. But what's your specialty? What's the one where you got that day? She go it over. You go ahead and be like, "That's your palate."
I mean, it just depends on. Honestly, it depends on what she like.
Okay.
Because like you can once a woman tells you what she like, you just gotta go whip it up a couple of times till you perfect it, and then impress her.
Okay.
Yeah. So just depends, because everything is just ingredients.
Yeah.
When you get in the kitchen, you ain't doing no science. You don't gotta get no liquid nitrogen. You can just turn the stove on, put some salt on it, make it happen. So.
Do you have a dessert that you like to make?
Oh yeah, cheesecake. Love making cheesecake.
How do you make cheesecake?
There's several different recipes, but I use the junior style with heavy cream, cream cheese, sour cream, white sugar, vanilla extract, egg yolks, whipped egg whites, and graham cracker crust. Lemon zest as well.
That just sounded tasty. My mouth just salivated. I came in my mouth.
Oh, pause. And resume.
No, good one. But what would be, since you're in the kitchen and you experiment a lot, what would be one kitchen tool that you can't move without?
One thing oh man. I only get one?
Oh, all right. What's the top 3 kitchen tools?
Okay. Top 3 kitchen tools, you
Yeah.
gotta have a good blender. Gotta have a good blender. You gotta have a quality skillet. Like
What's a quality skillet?
I mean, somewhere like you put. It's a not the cheap $20 non-stick ceramic joints. Like you want stainless steel.
Okay.
Your brushed copper would be a good copper skillet, but those are usually around about $300.
A particular sense of copper.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like a good brushed copper, a brushed copper skillet. Yeah, it's, those usually run about $200-300. But those, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
When you want to cook up a steak, a good copper skillet or a good cast iron skillet every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Putting the young men and fat ladies out here on game.
Yeah, man.
But like I said, you got a lot of interest. I don't know if it's your interest, but I gotta say, over the years of seeing you kind of fly. And the brother got kicks.
Yeah, you got to dress to impress.
So would you consider yourself a sneakerhead?
I'm a sneaker connoisseur. I'm not a sneakerhead because I don't buy everything. Like I don't buy hype shoes.
Yeah.
I hate shoes that get huge releases because I know everybody gonna have them.
Yeah.
So I stay away from those. And there used to be a time where it was like SB dunks were very niche.
Oh.
There used to be a time I could get dunks for $70.
Oh, over at Active.
What? Every time?
That was the only place I knew to get SBs was you have to find an Active shoe store or a PacSun.
Yeah, but now you can't even get them.
No.
At all, because all of a sudden the hype blew up and the shoe game went crazy. Bots came into like online shopping and bots changed the game.
That part. It allowed cats to cheat on swag.
Yeah, and because the resale market went so big, so fast, it literally overnight went from, oh yeah, you could get a pair of old Air Force Ones that are dead stock that somebody's got and you're gonna pay $20-30 over retail to, I just saw somebody pay $1,700 for some Travis Scotts. See what I'm saying? So like,
which ones though? Is that
the blue and white? That's the Jordan 1 Travis Scotts with the fragment, the blue and whites.
Yeah.
Those, yeah. They put down $1,700 on a pair of shoes.
Yeah, see, I don't need a ball that hard. Like, I want a ball, but I got a lot of real things going in my life before that 1,700 could go.
I mean, if you at that level, congratulations to you.
That part.
Even at that level, I wouldn't want to. The shoe was $150.
Hey,
It cost Nike 10 cents to make them up. You know what I mean?
originally, they are cheaper than Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, they make Jordans look affordable.
Yeah.
That's the wild. That is the wild. What would be your favorite shoe in your collection as a connoisseur? What are your 3 favorite shoes in your current collection?
My favorite, I have a pair of the Travises, but I got them for retail. So,
How?
Huh?
Oh,
I
sound like a hater right there. How'd you do it? I tried.
Real talk. I was on the phone arguing with my girl.
Okay.
Right? I'm on the phone arguing with my girl, and I get a message that says Sneakers has an update, like an exclusive access.
Wait, you got Travis Scott's from the Sneakers app?
Yeah, I got it from Sneakers. And the only reason I got the update was because I was on the phone arguing with my girl at the time. If I hadn't been arguing with her, I would not have been holding my phone, and I would have missed that little window where it was like they dropped this before the internet could get onto it because it was an exclusive access as opposed to a wide release.
First off, I gotta commend this man on this fantastical story of being able to purchase anything on Sneakers app. You were selected.
Yeah, man.
I've never got one.
Really? You never hit?
I never hit, bro.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
It's coming to the point where it's just hilarious to me that I go in knowing I ain't gonna hit, and it says you're not selected. I was like, ha, thought so.
It used to be you could get on Sneakers and the shoes would just be there.
Yeah.
Unless it was something like the only time I saw a Sneakers release like back in the day that went crazy was the Yeezys.
Okay.
They had I think it was no, not the Yeezys. It was the it was the bronze. It was the pink LeBrons. When the pink LeBrons came out, I'd never seen sneakers sell out in under 30 seconds.
Man, I don't like LeBron's shoes though.
Well, these were the 15s. These were the ones. These are the 15s are his best one, in my opinion, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was that to that. I'd never seen a release, and in 30 seconds, Nike was like, all shoes are sold out.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that before until that moment, and it was like, yeah, this is a brand new world we live in.
Yeah, like to where I'm from the era where you did wake up and you waited in line for a Jordan 12. You know, you waited.
Yeah.
You go 2-3 hours in, and you might have to go ham in the crowd a little bit.
Oh man,
because people would hold spots.
Oh man, I remember when boys was getting jumped in the parking lot. You waited. You want to wait in line? I'm gonna wait for you outside. Let's go.
I got more patience.
Yeah. What's up? Oh, you got 2 bags? Oh, it's easy money. Let's go.
I got 2 hands.
Yeah, man.
What's a pair of sneakers you wish you did have in your collection though?
2 pair of sneakers I want right now are the Freddy Krueger dunks.
Yeah.
I want those so bad.
Those
man.
are
Anytime
clean.
But they want 10 G's for them.
Yeah, no.
And Nike will not re-release them. And the Pee Wee Herman highs.
I haven't seen those.
They released them one time. They're just a gray pair, white sole, but the insole has a picture of Pee Wee Herman sitting at the movie theater that he got caught jacking off or manipulating himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I want a pair of those.
How much are those now?
I think those run about $3,000-$4,000. For authentics. I know you can get replicas of everything these days, but I want authentics.
It ain't the same.
Yeah.
A replica ain't the same,
Yeah.
man. Like when you true to the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your favorite kick to go out with?
My camouflage dunks. Those are my everydays.
What, the high tops?
No, low tops.
Oh, those are
I
with the
wear
orange
those.
strings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are clean.
I wear those
Okay.
everywhere. I beat those to death. I shouldn't have, but they just my favorite shoe to slip on because they camo. They go with everything, and I'm just like, put them on.
So, it's fair to say you a brother that wears his shoes and don't mind the crease.
Oh man, you gotta wear your kicks.
Thank you.
Got to. That's why I'm not a sneakerhead. Sneakerheads don't wear their kicks. They put them in a plastic box and just want to say, "Ooh, look at my shoes." No, I put these on. I'm
Yeah.
wearing.
Like I got a fit.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go get a fit
Yeah.
for this. That's my favorite
All
part
day.
of buying a new pair of kicks. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I need a top bottom. I need
Yeah.
a top bottom.
Yeah, there.
Okay. If you could design a shoe, which shoe would it be and what would it look like?
I would do a whole line of SBs dedicated to theater artists. So like Roman Coliseum, the globe, like I don't want the colorway would be like looking like marble from a Coliseum, and it would have the ridges of one of the columns on it. You know what I mean? On the back of it. The Globe Theater would be a brown joint, but it would have pillars and sort of look like the Globe stage. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Have one dedicated to August Wilson, look like a jitney cab. You know, like
That's
give
creative.
it to theater arts. Yeah, that's what I want
That's
to
a
do.
scholar shoe.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to bring that when I get famous enough for Nike to collab with your boy. That's
So,
the vision.
Nike the company.
Yeah. I tweet at him all the time. I'm like, Nike, I'm gonna get famous. Just wait. You get your people ready. I'm coming.
I low key be talking to Nike too. Right. I said just a fan of the shoe and just like, maybe can you please control the bots or create a system? Because it's like I get mad when they put those pictures up.
Yeah, man.
That
dude
50,
with 70 boxes.
all different sizes. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and then he's gonna resell them and make his bread.
I feel like you can't buy a shoe unless you know how to properly wear that shoe. I feel like
you ain't got no fits in your closet. You should not have 15 pairs of that shoe.
like you gotta do a QR scan of your whole closet, right? And then Nike got put it
Gotta
through.
give you approval. Yeah.
Like, nah, this whack, trash.
You can't get these J's with that hoodie, fam. You gotta step your game up.
Ooh, bro, come back next month for the next. Your flavor, whack. Your style, trash. I mean, then you're protecting the culture.
I would love it. Nike and Adidas, please. Yeah, make sure boys is actually representing your shoes correctly. Not out here wearing Junko jeans with Jordans.
Bro, I was at this was pre-COVID. This is when the Travis Scott, the SB versions, the bandanas, yeah, first release. Man, I saw a cat wearing it at a Guess jeans event, but he had the jeans over the SB,
Oh,
over the tug.
no cuff, no. Oh, disgusting. Disgusting.
Bruh, he could have put a rubber band on him. Okay.
Oh yeah, that makes you want to run up on somebody and be like, "What are you doing with your shoes right
Like,
now?"
I need you to come up. I need you to come up off
out
those.
them, dog. Just walk around in socks, man. That's the best you should do for yourself.
Run them. Nah,
Yeah.
but with all seriousness, you know, and there's been a lot of growth to the journey, you know, from when one started to where you at now. How have your priorities changed in the last 10 years?
I want to be happy. At first, I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be recognized and, you know, accepted in comedy. But now I want to be happy in comedy. So I'll walk out of open mics and shows all the time. Like, I don't want to go up there.
Yeah.
When you show up and it's if I'm at an open mic and it's 4-minute sets and the room is rowdy and I'm not gonna get anything productive out of that room, I can just leave.
You know what? Like, on that note, I feel like it's best for that.
Yeah.
I disagree with these slotted type mics that want to
I
hold
don't
you
do slide
in.
mics. I'll never do those.
I did them. I ain't gonna lie. I was out there with them, but the last one I did walk out because it was like, what are we doing here?
Being hostage.
That's what it feels like. Cause first of all, like, I'm looking dead. Only 10 people. I don't know why they put a cap on mic. You're only gonna allow 10 people in at the time. But
Because
I'm looking.
they want to make sure they can't. They want to get everybody up so they can make their money. And when you do that, you have to only block it off.
All right. But what is the downspell to, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can't leave or else you can't practice comedy. And I'm like, here.
Well, this is the downside of the pay for play model in comedy.
Speak on it.
If you only allow 10 people up and 7 of those 10 are terrible, if you were to allow them to leave, there would only be one person in the room by the time number 10 goes up because the host has to stay there.
Yeah.
Most people gonna dip.
Yeah.
The comedy's bad. I don't really like you people. We only here because we got to the slotted before everybody else.
That part.
It's not an elite group of people who got to the listing. It was you all were on lunch break. These people weren't, and you got
signed up for every hour slot.
Yeah, and if you got $20, you can do 4 slots.
We good.
Yeah, so like at the end of the day, when you look at the pay for play model, you have to make people stay in order to legitimize there's an audience for number 10 because everybody paid their equal amount of money and you don't want to get complaints. But that's not going to help a comic get better because that audience isn't there for comedy. That audience is there for themselves. Each one of those people on Slotted is there to do their 4 or 5 minutes and then go on to the next hour.
And when you look at it as a gym type environment, you know, you don't have your spotter with you on every set. It's really just when you benching. So it's like, do I really need these comics here who trying to work out here?
It's good to have a workout partner, but that's somebody who's also wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
There's a good chance half the comics in the room with you don't care if you succeed.
Just half?
I'm trying to be nice, you know.
You are a nice guy.
Give it a glass half full kind of feeling.
I like that. Okay, let's be optimistic.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna say half, but there's a good chance most people want you to fail because they want the spot that they think you could take. So if you have a good set, they gotta have a good set. They can't just go, "Oh man, you had a good set," because if they go up there and bomb, they're not gonna come up and tell you how great your set was unless you're one of those people who says good set to everybody.
And that's really just all.
Yeah, but that's what comedy is. That's what a slotted mic is. You were really good. You were really good. You were really... I don't like any of you people.
A lot of you guys are horrible people just in general.
Yeah. and some of you don't realize how bad your comedy is because, again, comics are delusional.
Yeah.
It's the audience's fault. Oh, I'm too heady. Oh, I'm too edgy. No, you're just not funny.
But I feel like there is... regardless of the delusion, there's gotta be a sense to, you just gotta see it. You know what I mean? Like the crowds ain't never hidden.
But that's the thing, sometimes they do, because if you're in a room full of your friends and they all laugh at you for 3 minutes, you can convince yourself that you killed for 3 minutes. You don't care who, the audience could have been your friend, but that was just the audience, so.
Yeah, you still get that same hot, you don't, Well, it's
It's,
good.
it may be stepped on, but it's still
Yeah.
some narcotic in there. You know what I mean? It's got a little baby formula, little tapioca pudding in there, which is a little tapioca powder, but it is what it is.
Man, my thing is, what is some advice, or what is one good grade scale of advice what you give to a comic trying to hop in right now? Because you know them new booties, they coming.
Be honest with yourself. If you bomb, you bomb. Don't ever think you're better than bombing. Because if Chappelle can bomb, you can.
Chappelle could bomb and then repurpose it as a
And
joke.
repurpose the bomb. But that's how good of a comedian he is. Like, Chappelle's only done comedy his entire life. He's never worked a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that
like
part.
the dude who's been at McDonald's since he was 16 and now he's 40, he know everything about McDonald's.
He gonna make some fries.
He gonna make fries. He gonna make burgers. He know how many people can. He know how small the staff needs to be in order to still function.
For which
He knows
shift,
the shortcuts you can take. All that. Chappelle has that knowledge of comedy because he's never worked. He's been doing it since he was what, 16,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now he's damn near 50.
Yeah. He is the Michael Jackson of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, man, he's a goat. He's
Like, and given, man, real quick on the whole Chappelle thing, how do you feel about some of the backlash him, John Mulaney, and as well as
Chelsea Handler.
she got
I know they were all on that the Hall special together.
well, no, not just them, but again, backlash for some of their jokes regarding the trans community.
If you don't think the jokes are funny, that's totally understandable. But if you think his jokes are detrimental to society simply because you don't like the content,
Mm-hmm.
you're giving him way more leeway and power than you would a joke that lands that's not about trans stuff.
That part.
Nobody says, oh my God, Dave Chappelle's jokes about weed is making weed an epidemic in this country. People are it's swaying kids' opinions. No, man, it's a joke he does and we keep it pushing. But because you don't like that content, all of a sudden it's affecting society. And I don't think he has, I love Dave, but I don't think a joke can make someone hate another group. It may make you may make fun of that group, but that's what jokes are.
So true. Too much responsibility on us just trying to joke and have some fun. But we're going to keep it pushing with the music, with that Nipsey Hussle, Rick Ross. Mark my words. Ooh. Ooh. And we getting closer to that time, party people. Once again, you've been listening to the speech guy, Tony Asar, ASAR. This is the comedy plug where we play that trippy lo-fi jazz. We got some slappers, we got the bass, we got the ha-has, and of course, you know I gotta keep a homie with me. Hey, Q, man, it's definitely been a pleasure.
Oh, man, thank you for having me.
Having you come through.
Yes,
You know, share your thoughts, share your wisdom, share your comedic talents. But what if the people want to catch more of you? What if the people want to see more of you and experience you? How can they do that?
First and foremost, you can follow me on all social media at Quincy Johnson II, Quincy Johnson, 2 I's, on everything.
It's the second chapter.
And then also, if you're in the city of Los Angeles, I'm at the Hollywood Improv tomorrow at 9 o'clock. If you're in the OC, I'll be at the Back Alley Bar in the OC on Tuesday. Let me see here. Huntington Beach on Wednesday at the Huntington Beach Patio. And then I'm hitting the road next month in July. I'll be in Denver, Chicago, Houston, and Austin.
Wow.
I'll be out here in these streets a little bit.
That part.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Is there a way they can get tickets to those shows while you're out there on the road?
Oh yeah, just everything. Follow me on social media at Quincy Johnson II. I post all my flyers there, and if you're in your city, just support live comedy, and you might see me pop up because I'll be out here.
Oh. And is there any projects or anything you got stored in the works that the people could just go on the YouTubes and catch of you?
We got old episodes of the Tuskegee Jokeman Show on YouTube. You can look that up on YouTube. It's me and the homies. We kick back, talk about kind of local topics, news, just talking mess. Also, got a new podcast in the works from my boy Greg Edwards called We're Doomed. Should be coming out soon, so keep a lookout for that. And beyond that, man, just living life, having a good time.
Man, I love it. I love it. What else I love is all the superhero movies coming out. You know, what Disney's doing with Marvel. Can't wait for Daredevil to come back. But if you were granted any superpower, what would be your superpower, and what would be its side effect?
If I was granted any superpower, I want to say immortality.
But then what would be the side effect?
I gotta watch everybody die.
Yeah. Oh, loneliness.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm the only one.
Depression.
It's me kicking it and on a dusty rock.
But what would you do with your time as of being an immortal? How would your first 300 years go?
I mean, here's what's crazy. We, as advanced as we are as a society, when you really break away from cell phones in major cities, it's 1923 everywhere. You know what I mean?
That part.
You scrub yourself from the internet and you go off the grid, you can go anywhere. And once you leave America, there's very little modernization you're gonna run into. You know what I mean? Once you go down to Mexico, South America, it's the Wild West out there.
Yeah, they about 50 years behind.
You're being Come on, man. Half of Brazil is still cardboard huts. You know what I mean? When the word underdeveloped nation, while it is derogatory, is just a comparison to say if America's developed and we got homelessness, we got hunger, we got poverty, we got mass shooting, we got a whole bunch of mess. There are other countries on this planet way worse. Yeah. Way worse. Yeah. So you can go there and ball out with $75.
They so bad they don't even get a commercial with a 1-800 number. Like, they didn't even qualify.
They got no mailboxes for you to send 37 cents a day.
They be like, yo, if we use this country, everyone's gonna know it's a scam. Ain't no way they get this money, boy. Ain't no way they get this money.
Yeah, but I would love to travel the world and just, you know, if you're immortal and you can travel the world, you can do whatever you want.
That part.
You could be a prince one day, and then you could be, you know what I mean, whatever the next.
That part. I think there would at least be a 10-year span if I was immortal where I'm a tyrant. I just gotta try it. I mean, you know, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes because I got eons to see what I messed up.
Oh yeah, you better learn a skill. If you don't have if you don't learn how to whittle or wood carve, you know what I mean, learn to fish.
You just
have a skill.
You're wasting good grade A immortality.
You've been alive 300 years. You ain't got a jump shot, fam. Come on, dog. Come on.
You still traveling every time you trip?
Yo, Euro step week. Bro, get out of here.
Bro, you had enough time to grow up with Michael Jordan and his grandson.
You saw Jordan, LeBron, Bird. You saw all the greats.
And you still trade. You over here getting tipped out with 2 points. Man. No, what would be your perfect weekend, my G?
Perfect weekend? Somehow, some way, winning the lottery. You know what I mean? Win that big jackpot on the weekend and just be able to retire that day.
What would you splurge or invest?
Both.
How so? How would you chop it up?
I mean, with the investments, you gotta get land. Gotta get you some land. Get you some property, because that's the only thing they can't take away from you, from your cold dead hands. You know what I mean?
They took that whole beach from those people.
Well, no, they didn't take. They ran them folks off. They didn't come with paperwork. You know what I mean? When I say take, that means like they can legally take it away from. They can repossess.
That part.
That was just the buy.
That was the mob.
Hey man, unfortunately you can't teach that in history classes no more. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff folks did back in the day.
To why things are kind of how they is.
That's the reason why they are, and that's what they don't want to face.
That, you know what?
Them folks don't. Them folks. White people don't want to face the truth, man. They treat black people they try to make slavery seem like it is in the movies, where the slaves had opinions and they talked and they talked things out and maybe got beat during the climactic scene, but brothers was iPhone, man. You drop one in the water, you replace it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the mentality when it comes to slavery.
Yeah.
It was a product.
And the true if people could be, oh, this happened to me and I was traumatized since 10 years old. If 200 years, 300 years of slavery, how long you think that trauma is going to carry out? You mad about something that happened to you at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like
Generational.
dehumanization.
To the point where once folks was free and they started to form their own society, you're now at a point where you have to overcome the de-evolution of a people before they can even evolve.
But before you could come over to de-evolution, they trashing your schools. They trashing your.
They're dropping bombs on your community. They're making it illegal for you to own property, to work jobs.
Still struggling to vote to get your voice out.
And then they look at you in 20, 30 years later and say, well, that's what my granddad did. I didn't do that to you. You should be just fine now.
Yet you're still ripping the benefits of the system that is cast onto us.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think the true conversation on racism is hard because a lot of people don't want to admit that they benefit from
they don't
the
even know they benefit from it.
From the mistreatment.
Yeah, when you live in the society and you grow up in it, it's not even a benefit. You just think this is normal. If you grow up with TV in your house, you think you're supposed to have TV in the house.
That part.
I'm supposed to watch TV.
Yeah.
If you take a shower and you take a hot shower every day of your life, in your mind, you're supposed to take a hot shower in the morning.
Meanwhile,
you ain't been somewhere where you can only take a 3-minute shower because you're on water restriction. And there's no heater. You just when you know what I mean, like
that. It's a deep dive.
It's levels and layers on top of layers, man.
And it's got to be some real truths.
Yeah,
it's got to be some real truths. Like here's my thing, and you can exit out. This is just my singular thought, but like I think what is being labeled as the LGBTQIA plus community is just a bunch of white men that are using black and brown people suffering so they could get away with stuff and prop up and take money. That sounds crazy. It sounds crazy.
I'm gonna take your logic one step further. I think the entire agenda is simply based on the fact that straight men were acting like gay men.
Exactly.
And that's not what was deemed acceptable. That was not the arrangement they made. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I put it like this. I know a bunch of gay dudes who have the wildest stories about the stuff they do at the club, the stuff they do to each other, the random hookups. But if a straight man tells those same stories, he's an abuser. You know what I'm saying?
That part. Well, if you notice, I know. But if you notice though, they I don't want to say they because overgeneralization or whatever. But if you look at the Kevin Spaceys, if you look at the Ezra Millers is literally putting his hand on women
multiple times
on camera.
Yeah,
someone on camera.
Yeah, but the movie's already made.
But you see how there's not an uprising for when these type of men with this type of skin do stuff to people. But when it comes to our people, if they do anything to anyone, we got it outright. X-nay and Inde.
Tiger Woods was vilified for cheating on his wife. He never hit. He didn't do nothing abusive. Like, I understand infidelity is wrong if that's not your relationship. But we don't know what his relationship was. We just know that she said he was cheating, and then the media took it there. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
And Donald Trump cheated on 4 wives and was president. That's all I got to say about that.
And Denzel dared stepped up. But, man, this was a great time, Q.
Thank you for having me.
This was a great time. Once again, plug your socials.
Quincy, at Quincy Johnson II on all social media platforms.
More of that on him. Back to us real quick. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a favor. Go ahead and follow the Comedy Plug on Instagram at fm.comedyplug. You can view our episodes every Tuesday and Sunday on Pharcyde TV. Sorry, every Sunday and Wednesday on Pharcyde TV. Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Sundays at 8 p.m. You can also catch the replays of the episode if you're here in Boyle Heights or East LA. Stand up on Tuesday morning at 1 a.m. This has been a great time, party people. As always, special shout out to my producer, Lee Waddell, keeping us on track, keeping us on point. Shout out to Maven Content Creation. I get myself in trouble a lot. I'm pretty sure there's an email. I know what I did. But shout out to Maven Content Creation for everything you see on the socials. And this has been your boy, the speech guy, Tony Asar, Asar, coming from the land of sugar free. So you know it's nothing sweet, but everything's nice. And with that, much ado, catch you with Vel the Wonder.